okay, the Fast and Furious franchise is so out of nowhere, so random, so it doesn't take itself seriously, and I think that's what makes it so good. You know?
Mm.
Like, you're not supposed to take it seriously. It's not in the real world. It's a movie, and maybe it's straight away from its roots about being about strictly about cars, but like I watched the trailer right before we did this. And the trailer starts off with a voiceover, and the guy's talking about how they all started off as street racers and they started pulling heists and then they started doing bigger and bigger and bigger. But he said basically if it could be done with the car, they were doing it, And it's like that's really what the Fast and the Furious franchise is. It's like it's the main cast that they've kind of gotten over the years, and their plot is what kind of action can we make that includes cars? Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, like what? The last movie had a car in space, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the last one. Like
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense. But it's so fun. It's fun. Like it doesn't make sense, and I think that's what makes it so good.
And see, I think that's the thing. Like, so for the first couple movies, it seemed like they weren't really, but it seemed like they were trying to make it somewhat grounded. But yeah, they somewhere along like Fast 4 or 5, or might have been as late as 6. They just like, okay, you know what? Let's stop trying to focus in on realism and try to focus more in on just the cool aspect of it.
Yeah. and it's one of those things where like I don't know, they've just done so well. Like what was in the last movie? Like okay, we were talking about this before the podcast, before we started recording, how like you had to watch a recap of basically all the movies because it's been so long since you watched them. It's been a while since I've watched them, but like bits and pieces are coming back to me. I think in the last movie, if I remember right, what's his name? It's not Ludacris's character. It's the friend from Fast 4, I think, or is it Fast 2? He's in it. He's one of the comedic characters. Anyways, he's talking about how he's like, I think we have superpowers because like we just do all this
Roman?
dumb stuff and we don't die. What'd you say?
Wasn't that Roman?
Roman, yes.
Yeah.
He was talking about, he was like, we do all this stuff and we don't die. And it's like, it's like kind of fourth wall breaking, like obviously the plot armor. But, and as obvious as it was that they were doing that, it was still funny,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure not everyone liked it, but like, it's still.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, honestly, now that's pretty much all the Fast and Furious franchise has become, is just the, like, just sit there and enjoy the movie. Don't really focus in on the plot, because the plot's not really that deep. Which, I mean, to a degree, I don't mind that. I do.
I mean, it's like they kind of.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Good.
I'm not going. I'm just gonna wait here.
So we're playing chicken now?
Yes. And you have chicken. Go. Duck, duck, goose.
What?
I don't know.
you
Just
were a
finish what
chicken.
you were saying. Let's go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Well, no, like I said, I think, like, Fast 5 and 6 are probably my favorites, just because they did have more of a plot back then.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they still had a lot of the suspension of disbelief kind of a thing,
Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, yeah, they don't have the biggest overall plot. Like most of the time, their plot is the same from movie to movie. You know, and it's just they're leaning into it so hard because obviously it's funny. It's funnier for them to lean into it. But like the villain of one movie is their family the next. You know, like that's just a cycle. But like it's the same. The villain's the same kind, like the same type. Like their villains don't have much depth, and I think even in this one, like Jason Momoa is supposed to be the villain, and he's talking about it, and he's like, the reason I am the man I am today is because of you, Dominic Toretto, and it's like, I don't know if he's supposed to be from some other movie, and like, they're supposed to be referencing something or how it's supposed to go down, but like. The main plot is the same. They have a heist, they have someone chasing them, they have this, that, the other thing, yada, yada, yada. Very basic. But I do think, and I don't know if I think it was with this last one, that they went kind of into the backstory of Toretto. And, like, that was kind of nice. Kind of fleshing out his story a little bit. And some other aspects, here and there. I think they have glimpses of, hey, we're actually trying to make a decent story here, and then they're like, nah, we actually don't want to do that. We just want to blow things up,
Mm. Or have a car in space, or have a car jump from one skyscraper to another, or
fun stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what you had Dominic. Flying across, the 4-lane bridge, or it might have been, more than 4 lanes, but that little gap on the bridge to catch. Why are all their names blanking on me? What's his girl's name?
Letty.
Letty. To catch Letty, and doing the Superman dive, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but we're going for it.
Hey guys, it's David again. I may or may not have been in that video you just watched. Anyway, go ahead and click the link down here to check out the full podcast that this clip came from. Also, click the link right beside it to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on all the greatest content we're putting out for you guys. Alright, that's all I got. David, out.